Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is Mitch here with Mitch's Mitchin 영어 Coaching. This channel is where I am helping you with English and specifically English for business purposes. A lot of my videos here focus on business English, right? Helping you use English at work, in your professional life. But many of these videos can also help you in just day-to-day conversations as well. Okay, so I hope you subscribe to this channel if you haven't. Like my videos, comment, leave some comments if you have anything to say. Like I said, I take requests, so if you have any topics you want to hear me talk about, leave it in the comments and I will make you a video for that. Okay, so today what we're going to talk about what to do when you have to give bad news, right? You have to give bad news to someone, like let's say your boss or a client. You made a mistake or there was a problem, there's a setback, we have to give bad news. Now, nobody likes to give bad news. It's not fun. Okay, how do we deliver bad news in English? I'm going to teach you a 3-step trust-saving framework in this video. Okay, 3 steps that will help you do it in a polite way, in a respectful way, but in a clear and transparent way. So you're not being sneaky, you're not hiding anything, but you're doing it in a polite way, okay? In a way that kind of cushions, by cushion I mean softens the bad part of the news, right? Bad news is never easy for someone to hear. So we need to kind of do it in a soft way so that it doesn't hit so hard, okay? So that's the big problem here. You know, usually if there's a mistake, you made a mistake or there's a deadline that you missed, most professionals procrastinate. They don't like to say the bad news up front. So sometimes they push it off. Procrastinate means push it until later. You know, you keep, I'll tell the boss tomorrow. We'll talk about it next week. It's Friday. I don't want to talk about it now. You know, or they send a panic, over apologetic message saying like, oh, I'm so sorry, I failed, I made a mistake. That's not, either side of that is not the way to go. Excessive apologies make you look too unorganized. They make you look untrustworthy in global business settings. So you don't want to over apologize. That means saying sorry too much. That's not good. And just waiting silently is even worse, maybe. It damages your credibility, makes you look not trustworthy, not professional. So you can't just be quiet. You have to tell whoever it is the bad news, okay? So let me teach you, we'll call this the Cushion Action Alternative Framework. CAA, Cushion Action Alternative, okay? Step 1 is the cushion. Cushion, as I said, means, like a soft pillow, making something soft. So you're going to try to frame this in a soft way, okay? Instead of saying like, oh, there's a huge problem. Oh, there's a big problem. Don't be dramatic. Don't make drama, okay? Just say it like this. Say these phrases. We've run into a slight setback regarding this project. We've run into a slight setback. Setback means something is holding us back from going forward. It's not working. Okay, so it just means problem. But it's better than saying problem. Problem automatically makes people think the worst. Setback, slight setback. Slight means little bit. Okay, that sounds very soft. We've run into a slight setback regarding this project or, regarding whatever it is. Or this is another phrase you could say, I wanted to give you an early heads up that we've run into a slight setback. So the problem comes next. But before you say the problem, you can start by cushioning it, saying, I just wanted to give you an early heads up. Heads up means warning or message. I want to just let you know, tell you before you see this, that this happened. So I wanted to give you an early heads up that we've run into a slight setback regarding this project. Okay, if you use I know it's a lot of words. In English, when you cushion things, we do it by adding words, to be honest. So the sentences get longer, the sentence structure gets more complicated. Unfortunately, that is business English. But, those are some good phrases there that you can use to really make the news a little softer, okay? And then step 2, the action, focus on active recovery, okay? In other words, what are you gonna do to fix it? Don't just dump a problem on your boss's desk. you got to have a plan to fix it before you go to your boss, okay? Transition immediately to what you're doing to fix it. Don't dwell on any excuses. Don't dwell on like, oh, I'm sorry. Apologies don't mean much. What are you going to do to fix it? Okay, that's what the boss really cares about. So here's some phrases. You can say, okay, so to address this problem, our team is currently working on a workaround. Workaround means we're going to work around that problem. Like we're currently working on a workaround. So to address this setback that I just mentioned before, our team is currently working on a workaround. Or another one, we've already allocated extra resources to get this resolved. We've already allocated means given extra resources. Could be money, could be time, could be employees, whatever it is. Extra resources to get this resolved. Resolved means fixed. Okay, so those are some good phrases to use to show that you're going to do something. But again, before you give the bad news, you need to think about this part, the action part. What are you going to do to fix it? You got to plan that before you give the bad news, because you don't want to give the bad news and not have a backup plan. Okay, that's going to be a mistake on your part. So make sure to have it ready. And then when you give the bad news in a very soft, cushiony way, you just quickly go to the action part, what you're going to do to fix it. And now everybody's calm, everybody's relaxed, like we got a plan, we know how this is going to go. So not so bad news after all, right? It's bad news, but it's not that bad. And then step 3, the alternative. You're going to offer collaborative next steps, okay? What does that mean? That means when you give the bad news, you give your alternative plan, how you're going to fix it. Then you want to give some control back to the boss or whoever it is that you're giving the bad news to, okay? You want to place some options in front of them so they can choose what you should work on, how you should do it, that kind of thing. You don't want to just tell them what you're going to do. You need to ask them, give them some say, give them some chance to share their thoughts, their opinion, okay? So here's a good way. You could say it like this. As a next step, we can either speed up phase 2 or push back the launch to Friday. Which do you prefer? Right? The details of that are not important, but you could say as a next step, we can either do this or do this. Which do you prefer? So then your boss can say, oh yeah, okay, I think you should do this one first. Wait on that one. And then they feel like they're kind of directing this, but you're handling it. See the difference there? So it's useful for the boss to feel like they have some control over fixing this problem. That is helpful to you. But you don't want to just throw it at your boss and say, hey, I have a problem for you. Fix it. Not like that. It's collaborative. We're working together. So you do the cushion, soft cushion, give it to them in a soft way. And then action, tell them how you're going to fix it, what you're doing to fix it. And then just, give them a chance to offer some alternatives, some collaborative next steps. What do you think? Should I work on this one first, or should we go ahead and do this one first? Okay, if you do that, I think you will be able to get some good reactions when you give bad news. Okay, it doesn't always have to be a panic situation, doesn't always have to be a crisis. It can be just normal everyday work, because problems always happen, setbacks always come, but how you handle it and how you report it to the boss or the client is gonna really, really matter. Okay, so there are some phrases you can practice to use the next time you have to give some bad news.